Yeah, I think, businesses are all about turnovers and growth. But I think uh, it's important to sort of share with all of you what goes behind the scenes, what makes us tick. Well, I mean, by the end of this financial year, we will be $1 billion business in India. But we just want to sort of take you back into history, at least when I joined in 2004, when we were just a 200 crore business. We had a few young people working long hours. Retail was a stressful business, and all the challenges that we speak about that retail had, we had. So we endeavored to make a few changes to our work environment. We wanted to make sure that we actually bring in a work-life balance. So what we realized is that actually there were quite a few nice people in our company, and we realized that there were quite a few cool people in our company, but there weren't enough people who were both nice and cool. So the first thing that we said is that at least amongst the senior managers, that we've got to become nice and cool. We've got to start having fun at work. We've got to start enjoying ourselves. So our first focus was to become nice and cool and to focus on our people. Of course, Venkat will speak a little bit more about that later. So that was the first part. The second part was to form strong partnerships. We never ever believed we can do this on our own. And by partnerships I mean across all our stakeholders, across vendors, across brands, across developers, and obviously with our employees. So today as we speak, we've got more than 40% of our people who spent more than 5 years in the company in the senior management category, more than 40%. More than 80% of our business comes from brands and vendors who've spent more than 10 years with us. If you look at all the top mall developers, especially those who build chains, there hasn't been a single developer whom we partnered with at the initial stages where we've not been able to keep up the relationship. So for us, partnership is absolutely essential right across all our stakeholders. Yeah, and as I mentioned, the retail business has got its stresses. We are all aware of the challenges. And unless you're extremely passionate, unless you work for a larger cause, unless you have a larger belief beyond turnover, growth, and P&L, you can't sustain your energy levels. And what we've always believed in is keeping things extremely simple. We have to keep in mind that out of 14,000 employees that we have, around 12,000 haven't even completed their universities. So while we provide a huge opportunity, especially in the brick and mortar format, for employment for people who aren't highly educated, we also need to make sure that we keep them highly motivated and engaged. And again, Venkat will talk more about that. So for us, passion has been the key. Our foundation has been on building relationships on values. We pride ourselves in saying that being ethical is extremely important. In fact, beyond sometimes even what the law stipulates. For us, transparency and fairness is essential. Again, not just internal, but even with all our stakeholders. So my belief is that while I'm confident that our growths will continue, but what is going to be even more joyful is not what we've achieved, but how we've achieved it. And this is not to actually send out a signal that we feel we've arrived. We fully understand that there's huge scope for improvement, and we'll keep endeavoring to get better. So this is from me for a start, and I'll request Vasant now to please come. And just a quick few lines on Vasant. Vasant was the first employee for Max in India. He joined before the first store opened. Max has more than 155 stores today, and Vasant has seen it all. He's led from the front. He's helped build the Max business absolutely from scratch. So I think it's really nice to have Vasant here share with all of you how he's gone about building Max.